Hey there, let's be real. You've got a lot going on. Juggling work, family, social life, and endless tasks can feel overwhelming. I'm here as your friendly neighborhood psychologist to give you a bit of tough love with compassion. Your brain has limits, and pushing it constantly isn't the solution. Cognitive load theory, or CLT for short, offers a way to work smarter, not harder. Let's explore how understanding your brain's capacity can transform how you learn, work, and manage daily life. Welcome back to Savvy Psychologist. I'm your host, Dr. Monica Johnson. Every week on this show, I'll help you face life challenges with evidence based approaches, a sympathetic ear, and zero judgment. Cognitive load theory, developed by psychologist John Sweller, is built on a simple premise. Your brain's working memory can only hold a few pieces of information at once, much like having too many tabs open on your browser. CLT focuses on three types of mental effort. The first is intrinsic load. This is the natural difficulty of a task. For example, learning a new language is intrinsically challenging because you need to remember new vocabulary, grammar rules, and pronunciation all at once. There's also extraneous load. This is unnecessary information that complicates learning. For instance, trying to learn from a poorly structured website with too many ads and unrelated links adds extraneous load. And finally, germane load, the mental effort to build and retain knowledge. An example would be practicing math problems repeatedly to understand and remember the method for solving them. Imagine learning to drive. Balancing steering, braking, and observing traffic is intrinsically challenging. Now add a confusing manual and you're dealing with extraneous load. But when you figure out how to drive smoothly and remember it for the future, you're applying germane load. Balancing these loads is key to avoiding mental burnout because when any one load overwhelms your working memory, you experience mental fatigue. Managing these loads ensures your brain isn't constantly overworked, helping you stay focused, productive, and emotionally balanced. When cognitive load is out of balance, it can take a serious toll on your mental health and daily functioning. Cognitive overload affects memory, decision making, and emotional regulation, as shown by research from Paz Sweller and the American Psychological Association. Heightened cortisol levels from mental strain can lead to anxiety, fatigue, and burnout, especially in high demand environments. Poor sleep, reduced focus, and irritability often result from prolonged overload. Techniques like breaking tasks down, reducing distractions, using visuals, and taking structured breaks helps to manage cognitive load, enhancing productivity, reducing stress, and supporting mental well-being every day. Managing cognitive load helps you learn faster, work smarter, and avoid burnout. For example, before balancing cognitive load, Maria, a single mother working as a cashier, felt overwhelmed every day, juggling work shifts, her child's school needs, and household responsibilities. She often forgot important tasks, felt stressed, and had little energy left for herself. After applying cognitive load management techniques like prioritizing her to do list, setting boundaries during work hours, and using a calendar for scheduling, Maria experienced a noticeable change. She became more organized, felt less stressed, and found time for her child and personal interests. By balancing these mental efforts, you'll also notice improvements in your daily life, helping you focus better, stay calm under pressure, and handle responsibilities efficiently without feeling drained. It's a practical tool to stay productive, focused, and mentally healthy every single day. Let's make your brain work for you, not against you, so you can enjoy a more balanced and fulfilling life. So let's get into some practical techniques to manage cognitive load. Managing cognitive load requires intentional strategies that make daily life easier and more efficient. Here are some proven techniques. The first is chunking information. Break complex tasks into smaller, manageable steps. For example, when studying for an exam, divide material into sections and tackle one at a time rather than trying to cram everything at once. Number two is prioritization. Use tools like the Eisenhower matrix to distinguish between urgent and important tasks, allowing you to focus on what truly matters instead of feeling overwhelmed by a never ending to do list. The Eisenhower matrix categorizes tasks into four quadrants. The first is urgent and important. These are things to do now. So these are tasks that require immediate attention and have significant consequences. Examples may be meeting deadlines, handling crises, or attending to personal emergencies. The next quadrant is important but not urgent. So this would be something to schedule. These are tasks that contribute to your long term goals and well being, but don't need immediate action. Examples of this could be strategic planning, exercise, skill development, and working on long term projects. The third quadrant is urgent but not important. So, this may be things that you should delegate. These are tasks that require immediate attention, but don't necessarily require you to do them. Examples can be responding to non critical emails, handling minor requests, or scheduling meetings or appointments. And quadrant four are things that are neither urgent nor important. So you may want to consider eliminating them. These are tasks that offer little to no value and should be minimized or eliminated. Examples can be excessive social media scrolling, binge watching TV, or attending unnecessary meetings. The next strategy is reducing distractions. Create an environment that supports focus by silencing notifications, setting designated work hours, and using noise canceling headphones when necessary. The next tip is to use external memory aids. These reduce reliance on working memory by writing down important details in planners, digital apps, or sticky notes, freeing up mental capacity for more complex problem solving. Please do not try to hold it all in your head. The next strategy is leveraging visual learning. This is where you use diagrams, mind maps, or color coded notes to reinforce information, enhancing memory retention and comprehension. I'm going to take a moment to say more about mind maps because this may be a new concept for you. Mind maps use branches and connections to organize information visually. These are useful for studying complex topics, brainstorming, and organizing thoughts. For some, the visual nature of them helps them to see connections that would have been lost otherwise. There are apps such as MindMeister, XMind, or Lucidchart, to name a few, that can get you started. My next tip is our good old friend, practicing mindfulness. Please make sure to incorporate mindfulness techniques like deep breathing or meditation to calm the mind, reduce stress, and improve focus. You should also be taking structured breaks. You can follow the Pomodoro technique, for example, and this is where you work in focused intervals, for example, 25 minutes, followed by short breaks, for example, around 5 or so minutes, to maintain energy and prevent cognitive fatigue. And lastly, I'm going to suggest delegation and asking for help. Recognizing that you don't have to do everything alone reduces unnecessary mental strain, allowing you to focus on tasks that align with your strengths and priorities. By implementing these techniques, you can create a healthier cognitive environment, enhancing learning, efficiency, and overall well being. How are you going to be working smarter this year? Let me know. You can contact me via my Instagram at KindMindPsych or via my email at psychologist@quickanddirtytips.com. The Savvy Psychologist is a Quick and Dirty Tips podcast. It's audio engineered by Steve Rickyberg with script editing by Brandon Getchus. Our podcast and advertising operations specialist is Morgan Christensen. Our digital operations specialist is Holly Hutchings. And our marketing and publicity associate is Davina Tomlin. Nathaniel Hoops is our marketing contractor. Follow Savvy Psychologist on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. That's all for this episode of Savvy Psychologist. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next week.